Is it a case of yesterday was yesterday and today is today? We know about that. So many times we've heard it in our local politics. Joining us is political leader of the Progressive Democratic Patriots, the PDP, Mr. Watson Duke. We were talking about the fact that you were explaining that this is about a matter of maturity, a sense of adults who are sitting down and making discussions, because you believe that without you, there's no way that they'll be able to defeat the PNM if an elections is called.
Exactly, because remember, I started as an independent, so I know my base. I've checked my base. As a one man, I've checked my base. Also, when there was no division, I know the base of the party when there was nothing. So I have checked the votes all along. And I know without my vote, they're going to have a very small amount of votes. They are relying on some old folks from Sister Jeff Robinson who feel that they have a chance to take control of a government by subterfuge. And all I'm saying is that the time has come for us to bury the hatchet and see Tobago. This is a golden opportunity, 14-1. I'm not looking for a position. I'm not looking for a paycheck. I'm just looking for Tobago to be better off. And all he has to do is to return to the mandate that Tobago gave us on the 6th of December 2021, that's all. They will give us a mandate. Do these things and we will be happy. He has abandoned that mandate, betrayed Tobagonians, saying that he's an independent, that Tobago never votes for party, Tobago votes for him. What nonsense is that? What utter rubbish and betrayal is that? And I don't know, But some folks have the idea that perhaps he's a god. But that is betrayal. Anywhere you go in the world, that is serious betrayal. The people exercise their democratic will, voting for a party, voting for a mandate, saying, hey, we want that. And as you get in, you are saying that you're independent. They never vote for the party. Therefore, they never vote on any ideas that the party brought forward.
But let me ask you this, Mr. Duke. I mean, politically, you're saying that the strategy that is needed there is that you have to be part of that political component in order to bring about a victory. But what about characteristically? What about those who say, listen, it was always about Watson, my party, it belongs to me, I. What has changed? What has given you some insight as far as something different? Because based on a reconciliating, there has to be something now to say, listen, I dropped the ball. Unfortunately, I apologize. I didn't understand this. I didn't have a shared vision. We didn't have a shared movement or an understanding. Characteristically, what has changed about Watson Duke for anyone to take this serious?
There is none of that nonsense that you're talking about. I call it nonsense, right? Because somebody owned Elite Lakers, somebody owned Arsenal, somebody owned Manchester United. What does that mean? That they're not other players, they don't have the right to speak. I won a part and I gave Farley the chance to leave when I should have leave. So quit that folly conversation. Not that you are saying, not that you're thinking that, but it's a conversation no one is entertained in their head. I have a party, I have allowed persons to come into that party. Because I understand the importance for us to work together. And so it doesn't arise as Watson, this Watson, that's nonsense. It never existed and it shall not continue to exist. I am the most liberal political leader that ever exists in this place. To give a man a chance. And when the man messes up, allow the man to mess up. Allow him to mess up and up and up. And then come back and say, all right, they're all together now. That does not happen. I have never fought him,
But let me ask you this. As far as looking at what's taking place now, some of the things that you mentioned is that contractors have to be paid. Service to the people. Delivery of services. Do you believe that for some reason that has been lost and all of that was part of the campaign to have an aggressive approach as far as delivering to the people of Tobago and dealing with development?
Of course. And that's what I'm talking about. That's the high note. There's no such thing about Watson Duke and this. I'm a full man, I've accomplished a lot in my lifetime. And what we have here in Tobago will never be revisited. And people who only understand what I'm saying now. So I begin the conversation now in the public domain, so the man will get some sense in his small skull and understand this is about Watson Duke. You don't have to like me and I don't have to like you. We can be sworn enemies. But you must understand, Tobago business must be first. And that is my authority I'm speaking with. I don't want to be his friend. But you must put Tobago business first. Respect me as an assemblyman. Good?
And let me ask you this, Mr. Duke, with so much things that's happening as far as the air bridge and what have you, how do you perceive the central government, how do you believe that they view the THA leader and his team?
Well, they're automatically weak. Because just my absence alone, I have accomplished nothing within there. My absence. They have become weak. Listen to me, I've moved away from them in September last year. 1 year later, look at how they have degraded themselves. All kind of back and all kind of madness coming out. Right? And they feel to themselves that they are strong. But Tobago simply don't want them. Tobago don't want them. Tobago see them as Judas, as a bunch of senseless youth. And all I'm saying, put that aside. Put that aside. This is governance. And I'm not talking soft. I'm not talking easy. Let us come together and let us govern Tobago the way Tobago wants to be governed. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying, you know.
Yeah, but what do you say? What do you say? What do you say to those political gurus and other people who weigh in and say, listen, but Watson, you had everything in the palm of your hand. You had it all. What took place?
If I had it, I would have led the THA. I gave it away. So those political gurus are really non-entities, numbskulls, I call them. Because I had everything in my hand, mean I would have run the THA. I gave it away. Maybe I was foolish to give it away. But I still believe that you don't have to be friends with people to have an understanding. You could be sworn enemies, but you must understand the bigger picture is the lives of 60,000 Tobagonians. And I'm saying that openly. I don't want friendship with them. We don't have to be friends. But when we sit to govern, let's govern Tobago properly and respectful on behalf of the people.
Oh.
I'm not enough friend.
Yeah, what stood out in one of what you said too is that you expressed the willingness to forgive past misunderstandings and overlook certain actions, but emphasize that the loss of any opportunity to advance Tobago's cause would be unforgivable. As if you're basically saying, listen, we need to get together, we need to have this unity, we need to reconcile. But however, if you do not get aboard this ship, it will be unforgivable. And when you say that, are you saying expressing it for yourself personally, or the people of Tobago will be unforgiving?
What if of Tobago? His name will be the worst name ever. This is a marvelous opportunity. 14-1. Robinson had this opportunity. 33-3. Kamala had this opportunity. 27 something, whatever the case may be. And when it was lost, oh, how they wish to get it back. It does not come back. You must make the most out of it when you have it. And 2 years are already gone. We have about 1 more year. The last year is Bacchanal and Lacari. That's 2025. Bacchanal and Lacari in that last year. That's 1 more year to get it right. And I'm saying to him, boy, let's bury touch it. Let's kill this nonsense in your hand. Right? Let's kill that. Let's bygone be bygone. You still sit your pitch and I back in you. I'm going to back you. But let's start seeing about Tobago issues. At all. At all.
Now looking in...
What could be wrong with that? No, tell me something. What could be wrong with that?
Well, that's something for Mr. Farley and his team to look at. But from my point of view, I don't see anything wrong with that, especially if it means for the interests of the people and the development that needs to take place in Tobago. I don't know how easily forgiving some people may be, but I still want to ask you, I mean, we've heard so much, even from former members of the Tobago Chamber of Commerce, business people, that there has never been a formal introduction as far as what the economic policies are going to be, whether they be, short-term goals, mid-term or long-term goals, whatever needs to be accomplished. And why is that?
There is none. You see, the work of a government can be measured in 4 tiers. 1, political stability. They want to appear to be politically stable. Good? Meaning, manage fallouts within your party in a decent way. You want to manage that. Because there would be fallouts, but you want to manage it. So the role of an executive is to manage political fallout. You must manage the politics of a party. Secondly, you must manage the economy. Take it from where it is and develop it. You must leave the island in a better shape, in other words, in a more profitable state than you have left it.
Right.
Thirdly, you must develop the culture of its people. Because every people loves to be patriotic. There are some things that make Trinidadians and Jamaicans and Bajans. Yeah? Tobagonians. You must develop the culture. So when you have left, the people are more conscious of themselves. They could identify themselves more. And it's fourth thing, social. You must develop the people socially. Make them more integrated and make them understand how it is to be a Tobagonian, a Trinidadian, more interwoven, not divide them. That's why transportation is an important thing. That's why we have the whole different kind of functions. Socialization is an important part of a culture. How has he impacted upon that? How can he measure his success in those areas? Everything we spoke of, having more Tobago contractors involved in the development of Tobago, that's important. From an economic point of view, more of the money remain here rather than going out of the country. Yeah? We spoke about improving health care. We're talking about improving the longevity of Tobagonians. Yeah? Saving them money. Talk about doing a health audit so we can know what part of the island is prone towards cancer, sugar, pressure. Let's begin to visit people in their homes, those who are bedridden and can't come out. And let's begin to do an audit on the health, audit on our human resources. Let's know how much carpenters you have in Tobago, how much A-class masons, how much welders, and how we could drive, monetize our workforce, so that we could export labor or maintain it here and build high-rise buildings. Who is doing those things? Even our tourism industry. How do we attract people here? What are they coming to see? What activities we can do here during night time? Or during the day?
And it sounds good on paper, Mr. Duke. I mean, it has to be implemented. It has to be made policy.
And this is why I'm aggressive at this point in time. Let us get down to work. The first 2 years was squandered. Let us get down to work. Kill all this old talk about who vexed and who vexed. And it's for children. If in governance, you have to be serious.
Let me ask you a final question to you. If you had to chalk up everything as far as this entire experience, would you put it down as perhaps yourself and Mr. Farley, newness of office, miscommunication, or ego-driven?
I think it would be ego-driven because he had it in his head a long time. Remember, since he was a child going to school, he had his eyes on lost in it. He told Mr. London, I'm coming for your position. You know? I mean, it was more than just a young man's ambition. It's really an ego tripping. And so I gave him an opportunity to become the chief secretary, thinking that he would support progress for Tobago. But no, he's not on progress. He said himself, talking about how much suits he have now, how he could hire Queen's Counsel and all this type of stuff. You know, come on, man. Who does that? You are a leader. It's different from being an opposition person. It's different from being an outsider. You are leading 60,000 people in Tobago.
Understood. Any closing comments? Go right ahead.
But I will again say to Farley and those who are listening, governance is serious business. It's not a game of poker. It's no any mini minor more game. You have to be careful of the decisions you make. You get a chance to lead and lead well. Lead in a way to be remembered and to be longed and sought after. Not lead as if you'll be there forever. People will judge you. Let us fix the issues in Tobago over the next 2 years.
All right. Thank Thank you so much, Mr. Duke. It's been a pleasure. And of course, we'll be joining you periodically to get an insight on what's taking place. Best of luck to you and your team, and let's see what happens. Thank you so much.